Hello, humans and chimeras alike. I'm Laura, and this is Tropetrinitytrilogy. Today, I'll be reviewing Eve the Awakening by Jenna Moreci. Cue music. So first, I think I'll give a short introduction of how I found this book. Jenna Moreci has a YouTube channel where she gives writing advice. It's really good. I recommend, if you're interested in writing, to watch it. Jenna Moreci self-published her book, so this is an indie book. This was the first indie book I read. Since it's self-published, like some people might think, oh, it wasn't good enough for publishing. To be honest, this book left me a very good impression on indie books, and I'll definitely be reading more in the future thanks to this book. This is the first book in an 8-book series. Eve the Awakening is a sci-fi novel that takes place in 2080 something. So the world is like 2 seconds in the future. So if you're someone who really likes contemporary and looking to get into sci-fi, I think this would be a good start. Or if you're someone who loves action and hilarious characters, I'd recommend this. Like, it's a fun book. Oh, but this book is new adult. So if you're a little kid and you're sensitive to adult things, then you might want to hold off a couple years before reading it. The main difference with this future is the humanovas, also known as the chimeras, which are advanced humans that, due to a gene mutation, that they have increased health, like they never get sick, increased healing ability, stronger and faster. But the biggest thing about the chimeras is that they are telekinetic, so they can move things with their minds. If I could Photoshop, I would Photoshop the book floating back and forth, but I can't, so we're out of luck. But soon after the chimeras appeared, interlopers, which are aliens, also appeared and started harassing everyone. And so everyone hates the chimeras and blames them for the interlopers. And the interlopers are winged aliens with dagger-like teeth, and they're really cool and unique. Interlopers are very creative. Like, they were very creatively made, unique. They don't feel like, oh, I'm a convenient green alien that looks just like a human, but I'm green. So yeah, the aliens are awesome. They're creepy, they're monstrous and intimidating. So the story is about how Evelyn is going to college in a new place where no one knows her, and she's trying to pass as an ordinary human. But unfortunately for her, the interlopers have infiltrated the university, and their sinister plans are targeted at chimeras like Eve. I feel like it's almost like half contemporary, half sci-fi alien battles to the death. So I really like that, how the book wasn't just like one note. It felt very balanced, and it kind of starts slightly more on the contemporary college end and increases to the alien end. So that's cool. Cue analysis. This book has squad goals. Eve and her friends are the ultimate squad. They're just all cool, they're all unique. It's a diverse cast, and all of them have very distinct personalities, which is really good because it's not like the largest cast of characters, but I really like how in this book you're never gonna confuse someone for each other. They're all very unique characters, very distinct. However, I will say that some of Eve's struggles comes from like bully-like characters, and one thing I didn't really care for was I felt like the friend characters I felt like were more well developed, whereas the bully characters, they were all distinct from each other, but a lot of them felt like stereotypes, or they just kind of felt weird. Like, it's like, who would actually ever say that in real life? Like, some of the bullying felt almost middle school level pettiness, and it was like, they're supposed to be college students. Why are they behaving like middle schoolers? Also, this book has a romantic subplot. And I know people like romantic subplots, so I thought I'd mention it. The performance is well written. It feels very real. This book has a lot of fight scenes in it where they're fighting aliens. Spoiler. They're fighting aliens. And I have to say, the fight scenes are well written. You always know what's happening. And since there are a lot of characters involved in each fight, it's like third person, so it goes around showing you what everyone's doing. And you're never like, what is this guy doing during this fight? Like, he goes around, you understand what's happening, and they're really cool and interesting. One of the only problems I have with the fights, though, is that the first two are awesome, intense. They're like barely able to fight one of the interlopers, and then after that it's just like, oh look, there's like 50 interlopers, we'll take them out like nothing, like just destroying all of them. Like, and it's like, how did the difficulty level go from barely able to defeat one to like fighting 50 like nothing in like the matter of a week or whatever? And it's kind of like, why? Like, it felt a bit unrealistic how much they improved. Like, I understand that your characters are badass, but you have to train still. You don't just automatically go from 0 to 100 and like without any training or practice. So that was one thing I didn't really care for. Like, you understand what's happening in their fight scenes, they're entertaining and stuff, but it's just like, why? This isn't necessarily a positive or negative. I think it depends how you look at what you prefer. Eve is an overpowered protagonist if I've seen any. Her telekinetic powers are ridiculously strong, but the fact that she's so overpowered makes some of the fights a bit like, I'm not really nervous at all. You're so overpowered. I'm just watching you and I'm like, okay, cool, you destroyed that alien. Good job. I wasn't worried in the first place. The problem with that was the interlopers went from like giant intimidating monsters where you're just like, oh crap, I don't want to go near them, I do not pity these characters for living in this world, to becoming like a red shirt army where they just all die like nothing. Despite some of my complaints about the fighting, I will say this book's climax, the climactic battle, it's probably the most intense climax I've ever read. I was like reading it, I was like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna get through this? It's like, despite the fact that in earlier fights I was like, oh, whatever, overpowered, the aliens are red shirts, they're fine. But then when it came to the last fight, all of that got thrown out the window, and it's like, oh no, you're intimidating again, oh no, we're screwed, oh shoot, oh crap, we're dead. The climax in this book is amazing, one of the best climaxes, and then everything from the climactic battle to the last page like are amazing. And the main villain in this book, to be honest, like, he was physically daunting, like in fights and appearance, but when he spoke, he felt kind of like a cliche Bond villain being like, this is my evil plan. Like, he was smart and stuff, but I feel like the way he explained everything could have been written better. It's a pretty hefty book. It has fairly long chapters, so I feel like I do get to know the characters very well, which I really enjoy because I like big books. Even though this book is the first in an 8-book series, it's written in a way that you're satisfied at the end. So, I have one comment though. If you want to get this book, it's self-published, so you can't go to the library, you have to buy it. You can get ebook or paperback. I personally got the paperback because I've never read an ebook because I'm incompetent and suck at technology. And the paperback's fine, but if you look at this, I'll flip to the first page so I don't spoil anything. If you look at this font is ridiculously small. Like, okay, it's not that small, but if you have like eyesight problems, you don't have very good eyesight and you hate small font, I would recommend the ebook because the font's pretty small. And also, if you're kind of on the edge about reading this, you can go on Jenna Moreci's website, just type in Jenna Moreci, it'll show up, and she actually has the first 3 chapters free on her website, so I'd recommend reading those, and if you like it, you should read the rest, and if you don't like it, then you're like, oh, I saved myself $12, or $8, I actually have no idea how much it costs, because I'm incompetent. Overall, to sum up, I like this book. There are some things I didn't really care for. It's a very fun book with a lot of hilarious moments and a lot of intense action. And even though it's not like 100% perfect book, I really like it and I'm really excited. I'm saying really too much. And I'm definitely going to read her next books. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. I am running out of battery on my camera. I like big books and I cannot lie. The others really can't deny. The book walks in with the itty bitty spine, I say you ain't my kind.